Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the PhDyer vlog. I apologize, my voice is really hoarse. As a lot of you know, I have, I've just had like a really hard 2 weeks. John, my husband John, and I have sort of come to a bad point where as you know, we were trying to have children and things were getting really difficult, and John went on some kind of medicine that amps up your testosterone, and he became extremely hostile and sort of unpredictable. Things just kind of got super ridiculous for 2 weeks, actually 3 weeks now. And I've just been really sick trying to handle the business and handle this all at the same time. It seems like he's been off the medicine for about a week and a half, and things have kind of started to slow down. He seemed to be on this amp up about the testosterone and all that. During all of it going on and him being so hostile and us kind of separating, I called his doctor, and they said that it can cause severe rage to the point where the person doesn't, they can't really control themselves. They don't know what they're doing. And so nothing serious happened with me and him. I don't want to insinuate that. It just we just fought a lot. Things came up about having kids, and it just got really serious very quickly. And then most of the time he left. He wasn't here for the last 2 or 3 weeks. He was kind of just in and out. Just kept saying he didn't feel right and really nothing else. So I don't want to lament too much on it. I know we have some new patrons, and I really want to be really excited that you guys are here. I am excited. I'm just a bit worn down. Usually things are not this hectic. But I wanted to get on here and vlog, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's going on at least. I don't want to not give you any information about what's going on, especially for those of you that have reached out and you really wanted to wish me well. Some of you sent some little goodies, and it was really sweet of you. Honestly, it brought me to tears with how sweet everybody is. I pulled it together enough for Knit and Escape. My voice was really hoarse for that. But we made it through the demo, and it went really, really well. I was really happy with kind of being able to get my mind off it enough to do the show. Obviously, I couldn't just not do the show. It would be, letting Christy Glass down and us down. And so I kind of had to say, I need to put it aside and I need to do this. So we finished up the show. I think it went great, and now we've gotten Halloween Advents out the door, and all of the Woolen women are working full force to start the Christmas Advents, because they go out November 1st. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous about Christmas Advents. I always get that way because it's just sometimes I feel like all the colors are taken up by the time I get to the dye pot. And I'm oh no, will I be able to think of one-of-a-kind colors? And then it just kind of flows, and the ideas come out. So I'm pretty excited about it. I like that style of dyeing where I don't need to actually calculate and do recipes and all that. And I can just throw colors on there that I know will be great, and that I can just let it kind of flow without having to take notes and remember all of the colorways and kind of record them. It makes it less calculating, if you're doing, if you're following a recipe. It makes it more fun when you can just splash things about and a little bit of this and a little bit of that and make something beautiful. And it also makes it fun when you don't know how something's going to turn out if you just do that. So it's different for me because normally a lot of my colorways are very precise. I have an end goal in mind. Like Gothic Rose, for example. I need to picture how the rose went through the process of wilting. And so I layer the browns and the reds according to how that would occur when the flower wilts. And so a lot of what I do is specific to an idea like that. So I do like to switch it up, and Advents gives me a chance to do that. So I'm nervous because we're doing double the quantity we did last year, but I am excited. I'm giving myself the full month. I did prep with a few ideas that I kind of jotted down about what I wanted, how I wanted certain things to go. And so I'm excited to jump in and kind of get it done. Yeah, and so for those of you that may not know, our Christmas Advent is going to be an Enchanted Christmas based off of Belle and Beauty and the Beast and all that. We are really excited about the theme. We don't usually do themes off of like movies, but Sammy is a huge Disney fan. I've always been a Disney fan, and so we really kind of felt inspired to kind of go that route this time. So yeah, so those are being prepped. All the orders for Knit and Escape go out October 20th, so I have to prep all those orders at the same time. And then mystery kits, because of all the upsetment, I guess it's going to take like till the 7th. So we normally always give the first week of the subsequent month. So we have until the 7th to ship them, but normally mystery kits would go out closer to like the 3rd, like right now. But we're getting in a few more days towards the end of that week or this week to get things out, because of everything's just been really really hard to get done. I mean, my dad was John's best man at our wedding. He walked me down the aisle and then stood beside him. So it hasn't just been upsetting for me, it's been upsetting for my parents, because they're really close with him, and so it's kind of hit them hard. So my mom with making bags, like things are kind of one after the other. She did a lot of Halloween bags and then moved directly into mystery kits, and now again we're going to be going into Christmas, so it's going to be kind of nonstop. And then we're going to have 4 days in between where we go to Rhinebeck, which we're super excited about. We can't wait to see you, Donna. And it is kind of stressful because you got to get certain things done before Rhinebeck and after Rhinebeck. And I guess that's a good segue to show you what I'm working on. If you've seen a little bit in the Instagram, you might have seen in my stories that I've been working on my Llama Love. It's still... well, it's getting all wrinkled in the bag because it no longer fits in the bag. But I did a twisted rib at the bottom. And again, I apologize if anything's repetitive. It's been a little while since we've met like this and I can't remember. But I did do a twisted rib instead of a 2x2 rib. There is a line currently because all of a sudden I started doing like a normal rib. And then I had to pick up all the stitches and go back, tear it out, and do a twisted rib. So where I picked up, since I didn't use a smaller needle size, it's actually kind of shows. I'm hoping when I block this, I probably won't see it, so I didn't worry about it. But I did a twisted rib. I think it actually calls for like a normal 1x1 or a 2x2 rib. This is 2x2. It's really nicely loosely fitting around my hips. And the arms are nice. Nothing's like completely form-fitting, but it's also not a super baggy sweater either. So I'm really excited about it. The only thing I'm not crazy about, and I'm not sure why it's happening, I added short rows in the back. The pattern calls for some short rows, and I'm hoping like that'll block out because you can kind of see where they are at the moment. And in the front, obviously it's normal. But when I try this on, I feel like it's riding backwards, almost like it's coming up on my neck, and I really feel like that's a little bit uncomfortable. Again, I'm not sure if that's due to the short rows. I always thought the short rows added the shaping in the back in case you needed more space for like the shoulders or whatever. But if you guys know, let me know. But I added the short rows because it said to, if you felt like you might want that space. I think it can also help if you're really busty, which I'm not. But I did the short rows, and now I'm not sure if that's what caused that issue where it's kind of riding back. And then otherwise, it's great. And honestly, if it blocks, I don't know if it'll really bother me all that bad if I wore it for a full day to like, I don't know, pull it down a little. It might already like loosen up when I block it, and then it might not be such an issue. It looks great on. It just was like a feeling. I don't know. I picked up the second sleeve. Kind of see where I picked it up, but I hope that blocks out too. I have a gigantic hole. This is what happens when you knit upset. Look at that. So I have an end there. It's like where the color work had met, where I picked up for all the sleeve stitches underneath. And no matter how I kind of like picked it up, that hole was there. So I said, I'm just going to leave it, and I'll take the end and I'll just weave it in at the end when I'm finished the sleeve. And I've only gotten a little progress on it. I don't have too much time left, so I really need to get knitting on this and get going. So that's kind of like my top priority. You'll see me probably working on this a whole lot. I have quite a ways to go on the sleeve. So I'm going to do that this week. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the week. I am still doing helical knitting. Excuse me. I'm still doing helical knitting around the sleeves because I wasn't sure if people do or if they just like knit them, but then I thought if I don't do the helical knitting the same way I did for the body, like it's not gonna blend the same, and I didn't want like two different colored sleeves. So I'm still helical knitting. I'm not a fan of doing that in the round when it's so small, but that's fine. It's still like a nice enjoyable knit. I am really excited to finish it. Mommy has her body done. I believe she just cast it off tonight. And then she has sleeves, so hopefully she'll get them done in time for Rhinebeck. What do we have now? Like less than 2 weeks. It's crazy. I've also been working just a tiny bit. I'm going to be honest, I have not knit much. The upsetment, and normally I knit through upsetment. I think this was just sort of like a thing that I was unable to even put it aside to, of course my cat's trying to get in. I was unable to even like put it aside to knit. Like most of my day I was just trying to get through the dyeing and filling orders and focusing, because you need a lot of focus to bag everything up, package it, and do it right. And we were in the middle of Advent, so it kind of took my my time. So I haven't knit much, but I did knit some. Obviously I picked up the sleeve, and then I did do a few rows. I'd say I did like 1/2 inch on my Hocus Pocus socks. And if you've seen my nails, I know some of you have seen that they're mauve, but I also had this little like cabled print put on it for Rhinebeck. I'm kind of excited about that. It wasn't exactly what I envisioned, but I think the lady did a good job. But yeah, and Mommy had like a yarn ball and stuff put on hers. It's so cute. But yeah, I did get like 1/2 inch put on these. I really, really enjoy the micro striping. This is like a dye technique that I really, really like lately. I used this for the Irish set we put out this past year. And for Vintage Toy Shop, which I have up there somewhere, Vintage Toy Shop has this type of like striping, and I really, really like it. It's only really good for like small circumference knitting like this. Had it been wider like a hat, it usually pulls a little bit more. So I really like this type of dye technique for socks, mittens, gloves, anything like that. Sometimes a hat. It'll depend on how far away I space the colors, if I want it to do like this mock micro stripes. Sometimes if you make them larger, it can actually be more to your benefit, and sometimes if you make them smaller segments, it's better. But so far, I worked on that. I also started Norwin from Imaginary or Imagine Landscapes. Imaginary Landscape? I don't know. I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. Norwin Knit Along. It's the Gnome Knit Along by, what's her name? Her name escapes me. Shira, maybe? And I have never used double pointed needles, so it was kind of new to me to do so, but I did manage to get, and just if anybody else is doing this, you're probably much further ahead than I am, but I will say it's kind of like, I don't want to have any spoiler alerts, so if you are doing the Imagine Landscapes gnome along and you don't want to see anything, now's your chance to skip ahead a minute or two. Or just like, you know, I'll let you know when it's over. But I did mystery bits. So first I guess I'll show you my colors. And then I'll explain what the mystery bits might be. Sorry, I'm all tangled in here. Jeez, like what do I do? It's crazy. Okay. So we had last year's Christmas Advent, we had this mini fade set at the end in lieu of a large skein to open up on Christmas Day. And they were like a Let It Snow fade set. And it was like 5 of these sort of like blues and grays, and it made up the Let It Snow fade. I think we did a cranberry, sparkling cranberry fade for one of them. And then we had another Advent that was like yarn only. The one with charm, where Samantha, where you'd open up a charm every day, that one had the cranberry. And then the other one that was yarn only had this set, I believe. And then Samantha's, I did a set for her Advent, which was charm only, and that had like a sugar plum color to it. But as I believe her name is Shira. Let me look, because now I kind of have to know. Sarah. Oh, that's funny. I was saying her last name. Sarah Shira. I think that's how you say it. It's Schira. I apologize if that's incorrect. Anyway, I use 3 of the colors from that set because Sarah says that Norwin is or gnomes in general are snow creatures, and I thought this is perfect. It's like a subtle speckle, and that'll be perfect for, like, I don't know, she calls for like skin tones for things. I'm actually using this as what would be the skin tone. She said skin tone and maybe a hat or something, I don't know. This is one of my main colors. I used this for what she called mystery bits, and it's just like this gorgeous blue, ice blue tonal. And so I'll tell you right now what I've already gotten done. Clue 1 was mystery bits. So I'm thinking this might be like hands and a nose. I'm not sure. I've never made a gnome, so I'm not sure. But there are these little eye cords, and there's 3 of them. I got them done. And then the other little mystery bit is like a little ball. It's actually going to be seamed up, so this is going to be round. So I have to stuff it and then seam it up. It'll be like this round piece. And this was in that, whatever that skin tone is supposed to be. So maybe like a big nose or something? I don't know. I can't tell. It was kind of fun though. Mystery bits are fun. And then I had to use the double pointed needles the correct way. Like for those I just used 2 needles and I knitted flat for the I cord. And then I knitted flat for that one mystery bit that's going to be like seamed up, because I tried to do double points and it needed one stitch on each needle, and it was so wobbly and crazy, and I've never used double points, that she put a note in there that I could knit it flat and then seam it up later. So that's what I did. I also bought a bag of polyfill. I'm going to stuff that later and follow up on seaming that up. But the double points are on. This is in that lightly speckled color from that Advent. And I got them on there. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? But yeah, this is definitely going to be a hat. So the hat is going to be in this like lightly speckled snow color. I'm pretty excited about that. So Norwin is coming along. I'm only on clue 2. I'm pretty sure everybody's on like clue 6 or something. It's crazy. Donna, I know you're working on it. She said the hat knits up super quick, so I'm going to get to that. What I am upset about is I need these like things to go on top of the double pointed needles, because they're stabbing through my bag, which I'm getting really upset about, because it's my adorable little farm bag that Mommy gave me. I mean, it didn't go all the way through, but like it went in there. I could feel it. And these are Hiya sharps, so like it was going to penetrate the bag for sure. So yeah, I need to do something about that. Okay. Oh, and before I forget, for those of you following like my workout thing that I was doing for 5 seconds there, um, I get super like I can't eat when I'm upset, and I really want to eat. I just like feel sick. So I haven't been working out because it's just not good not to eat well and work out. So I will be back at it. If anybody else is working out, you ever want to work out with me, like let me know. I'm not like a workout freak or anything, but I like yoga, and you know, everybody's seen I do a little bit of weightlifting to try to gain weight. I'm just a naturally really thin person. It hasn't really worked to my advantage working on farms and being so tiny. So I do try to gain some weight that way. It did work. I did protein shakes and it works, but I'm going to be back at it soon. Anyway, this is my winter lights shawl. I was actually participating in the creative knitters group for Knit Collage. She has a creative knitters group that I joined. Lisa, if you're watching, I know I've been absent from the creative knitters group, but it's just been busy. But I do see all of everybody else's stuff, which I think is great. I'm still joined because I still love it. I'm still at the honeycomb. I haven't made any progress on my winter light shawl. This is by Stephen West. I do love the color palette, and I'm planning on working on that more, but I had to put it down because I had to make my sweater for Rhinebeck a priority. This upcoming week, I am going to work on like show me your Rhinebeck sweater as soon as I'm done my Rhinebeck sweater. If anybody has a Rhinebeck sweater and you'd like to make a video, let me know. Has anybody heard if Christy Glass is still doing that? Is she gonna take videos this year? If anybody has heard, like let me know. Otherwise, I'll try to find out what's going on with that. I do have my Sunflower Sunset socks. I have not worked on them, so I won't waste your time with that. I'll show you them. Maybe I'll work on them a little more eventually, but we were just laughing because, fun fact, there's like a curse called the boyfriend sweater. As soon as I started knitting John a sweater, it just all went downhill from there, so we got a good laugh out of that one. I did stop knitting it because I couldn't look at it anymore for a little while. This is in the Wolf Moon, but it has no purple speckles, so if you get the Wolf Moon colorway, it will definitely have some purple in there. This one's absent of purple. So if you see this color and it's something you like and you don't want a little bit of purple in yours, you'd have to leave me a note to make it without the purple. So this is just blue, black, and that like midnight gray type of colors, variegated. I made a special batch for John when he picked out his colors. I don't know if he'll be going to Rhinebeck with us now or what will be happening, but I stopped knitting this sweater because I just could not look at it, so I might pick it back up. I'm not going to lie, things are still quite rocky at the moment, but he is going to see a doctor tomorrow. My dad is taking him, so we're going to find out what's going on, and we are seeing a marriage counselor, so there is a lot of damage that was done during the PhD. So for those of you who've just joined, you probably know, or maybe you don't, that I got my PhD in South Carolina. It took about 5 or 6 years, and John moved with me to do that. And I had to sort of put him last for quite a while to achieve a doctorate. And we had just gotten married, so there wasn't too much time to fully throw myself into being a wife. I did the best that I could, but apparently there was some pent-up animosity over some things that happened there and the way everything went down on both of our ends. It probably wasn't the best way to start a marriage, doing something so serious so quickly, because I did my doctorate and he actually owned a business there. He was the proprietor. And it just was too stressful. We didn't even see each other for like the first 5 years, except for like a vacation once every couple months or maybe once a year even sometimes. So life was just very stressful, and I don't think it was handled in the best way. So we are going to counseling for that, among other things, and I hope it works out. I want it to work out. I want to work on it. We were always the best of friends, and it's hard not to have my best friend right now. Hopefully we will get back to that. We'll see. But thank you, everybody, for being so great and for always looking out for me and being so patient, because there are no employees. It's just me. It's just me making the yarn. It's just Mommy making the bags, and it's just Sammy making the charms. So, when life really hits you, it gets really hard to try to keep up, and we just can't be more grateful for how amazing people are when they come together and they help you get through the hard time, so that your business doesn't go under, because it's so hard to get on camera and smile and try to act like, a lot of knitters, they have these like accounts and they only show the happy. A lot of Patreons, it's just happy, happy, happy. And I love that. And I always want it to be like a happy space where we're talking about our making and we're sharing. And for the most part, I hope it's like that all the time. But I never want to be portraying that that's what life is like, because it is not. Especially for a small business, it's so stressful. And it's rewarding, but it is stressful. And I always want to be honest for how great everything is, as well as when things go wrong. So I hope you guys appreciate that. I feel like a lot of you are come so close to me, like even virtually. Can't wait to meet you in person, Donna. And I feel like we're all like really friends at this point. So when I was having a hard time, most of you were the people I went to talk to, and you really helped me get through it. So thank you. I want you to know it feels like it's a turning point. So I'm hoping things are getting better. It already seems better because I'm back to vlogging and I'm starting to get back on my feet. So I'm excited about that. I'm literally twisting your minis tonight, and I'm going to get all your minis out again by this first week, as I usually do. They won't be that late this time, so I apologize for the lateness last time. But if you ever feel like you didn't receive them, or if something happened, please always feel free. You never bother me when you say, hey, it's been a while, like what's going on. I'll always answer, and I never take offense. Like, I know if I'm late, I need to reach out or something. Usually I'll let you know, or I'll stuff it in one of your orders. If you have an order, and I'll wait a little longer for it to go out, but I never mind if you ask, because you're supporting. This is what I owe you, and I want it to be special. So you never know, it might get lost in the mail. You never know. It's crazy. Crazier things have happened with the mail, right? So they are going out. They are mulled wine, farmers market, and heritage. Those are the 3 I picked to kind of kick off fall. So I hope you enjoy them. And I don't know what I'll do next month. We'll see. As a heads up for behind the scenes, we are working on putting the Woolen Brew back out. We are also working on Freddy Krueger sock sets, which will be out, I think, by tomorrow. Because Sammy made her charm already. I'm doing the yarn tonight, and we're going to put those out so people can knit up like a spooky sock set. And we're planning on trying to have a Woolen Women Wednesday, the Wednesday before Halloween, to possibly do like a cast on party, or just a knitting party for our Freddy Krueger socks for anybody who wants to join, or just any project you want to bring. But if you'd like Freddy Krueger scary spooky socks, then it's going to be like a Night on Elm Street set. It'll be cute and scary. So those 2 are coming out. And then we're already kicking off for all the things we need to do for Christmas. I know it seems early, but we do plan ahead of time we're doing a solstice box that's going to come out. We are doing the Christmas Advents, obviously. We need to put out Valentine's Day Advents closer to November, December. We need to put out, what else? Because there's a lot of fun stuff. Oh, we're doing special sock sets. I'm going to leave that one a surprise. We're doing special sock sets after a very specific movie we loved for Christmas time. So show you those later, and maybe I'll tell you a little bit about that later in the making update when I get the inspo board and all put together. Oh, and they're not sock sets, I'm sorry, they're hat sets. That's what they are. And they're going to be pretty cool. They're going to be chunky hat sets out of our chunky base. So it'll be like a quick knit. There's so many chunky hat sets out there that for patterns. I'll probably give a few suggestions. For those of you who were following me right before this and you saw I was trying to start learning about design, this has definitely put a damper in doing that, but I am still going to pick it back up, and I'm still going to try my best to get my learning curve out there and just sort of like try to write something up and then just start knitting it because I'm excited about it. So yeah, that's what's going on. I did get my nails done and try to pamper myself a little bit with some friends, and then my mom, I took her a separate time. So I'll put a little bit about that footage in here. I am working on your behind the scenes video for last month. So for those of you who have been here a while, you know that the behind the scenes and the Patreon minis always come like that first week of the subsequent month. So like for September, you'll be receiving your behind the scenes video and your Patreon minis. That'll all go out the first week of this month. So it should all be out by the 7th, and that's kind of just how I run the Patreon. I try to get them out by the end of the month, but I at least give myself that first week if I need it. So everything's coming, your video's coming, and the video, I will tell you, it's more of like a homemaking type of thing. I'm going to decorate for fall. I love fall, it's my favorite season. And I got all new stuff to decorate the house. I really wanted to make it nice for me and John. I thought maybe it would help bring us together a little. And so I'll show you all about that in the behind the scenes video, and then I'll decorate with you guys and you can come behind the scenes with me to do it. So it'll be fun. Okay, so I'm working on that, and I will see you next week back here again because we're going back to normal, I promise. And hopefully I'll have a whole sleeve knit by then, right? Fingers crossed. Okay, so thanks everybody. Bye.